In the previous example, drum beat 1A, we were playing eighth notes on the hi-hat. But what happens if we want to play the drum beat faster, like this? We soon reach the limit as to the speed the right hand can play on the hi-hat. The right hand simply can't play any faster. My top speed for my right hand is around this tempo. But playing at that tempo for 3 or 4 minutes, the average length of the song, is going to kill me. My arm's going to fall off. In these type of situations where I want to play exactly the same drum beat, as in the bass drum and snare drum in the same place, I choose to play less notes on the hi-hat. Instead of playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the hi-hat, I might just play the down beats, beats 1, 2, 3 and 4, and leave out the ands in between. This will allow me to play the drum beats at a much faster tempo. Drum beat 1B is exactly the same as drum beat 1A. The bass drum and snare drum are in the same place, but we're playing quarter notes on the hi-hat instead. Let me now demonstrate the drum beat for you first, and then I'll explain how you actually play the beat afterwards. Okay, let me break this drum beat down for you. We're playing quarter notes on the hi-hat, just beats 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're still going to be counting eighth notes over the top though, so we're counting the ands in between the notes on 1, 2, 3 and 4, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The bass drum and snare drum pattern is exactly the same as drum beat 1A, so we've got bass drum on 1, snare drum on 2, bass drum on 3, snare drum on 4, played at the same time as the hi-hat. So on beat 1 we get the hi-hat and bass drum played together like this, 1, count an and afterwards, and then snare drum and hi-hat on 2, 2, and then bass drum and hi-hat, 3, count the and then snare drum and hi-hat on 4, 4, and then the and counted at the end. So we've got the hi-hat playing on all 4 beats, bass drum on 1, snare drum on 2, bass drum on 3, snare drum on 4, like this really slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as previously explained to you or mentioned a few moments ago, this drum beat, because it contains less notes on the hi-hat, can be played at a much faster tempo. You're playing less notes, so your right hand can play faster. So you could speed the drum beat up eventually, start off nice and slow, but eventually you could play it at tempos such as these. This means that this type of bass drum snare drum pattern can be played in songs at very fast tempos that you simply wouldn't be able to use eighth notes for. One way that drummers tend to play quarter notes, a very popular way, is on the bell of the ride cymbal. Whenever I'm playing a quarter note right hand pattern within a chorus, I tend to play it on the bell of the ride cymbal, and so do a lot of other drummers. So the best way to play the bell of the cymbal is to use the shoulder of the stick, this section here where it starts to taper, and come into the bell of the cymbal from the side. So you hit the bell with the shoulder of the stick like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. That high-pitched bell gives a really powerful effect to the quarter note drum beat. Might sound something like this.